man, let's talk about Kawhi Leonard. He said he don't want to play in Detroit reportedly. I told y'all that. He didn't want to be in Toronto. He didn't want to be in San Antonio. You got to, this is what people got to understand. These players, every player don't care about winning. Some players, I remember I knew somebody in a past life who went to school. Some Piston fans remember this. She was from LA. She went to school with Ronald Dupree. And she used to say how Ronald Dupree used to come to the hood. He used to come to the hood, stunt, and he was just happy just to be in the NBA. He just was, you know, in the hood with his shit, with his chains and his cars and shit. He didn't really care about like really sticking, and he was a very good athlete. Everybody don't care about being in the NBA, being a winner or being famous. Kawhi got 2 rings, East Coast, West Coast. He has 2 rings. At this point for Kawhi, it was always to get back to LA. Now, the only reason he didn't go to the Lakers is because he didn't feel like he wanted to be in LeBron's shadow. That's it. He didn't want to be in LeBron's shadow. That's simply it. He didn't want to be in LeBron's shadow. That's all it boiled down to. He didn't want to be in LeBron's shadow. He prefers to be in LA. Or if he can't stay in LA because they make him off the Clippers, he's going to stay in the state of California. And it's okay. I told y'all. He was the man in Toronto. And check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. He was the absolute man in Toronto. He would still be royalties. He didn't want to be there. He was like, well, I don't think they have enough to win the championship. And then people forget, and this changed the Clippers. This one thing changed the Clippers' whole franchise. Because when they was getting him to stay in Toronto, when they wanted him to stay in Toronto, people forgot this. He wanted to bring Westbrook and Paul George, or one or both, over to Toronto. And whatever that reason was, it probably was the ownership was like, nah, nigga, we ain't doing that. And they didn't do it. And guess what? He went to the Clippers. They traded SGA for Paul George in a trade. They got a championship out the trade, right? They got a championship out the trade, okay? And on top of getting the championship out, they still got draft picks this draft and the next draft. So think about that for a minute. They got picks this draft and next draft from that very trade, plus a championship. And a 2-time MVP. I'm pretty sure he was the finals MVP. And then they won nothing in LA. Nothing. When they was cooking the KD and the Suns, I think that might have been the year they went to the finals. I don't think that was the year. He got injured at the most worst time. So think about that for a minute. That changed 2 franchises' futures. Because had he stayed in Toronto, SGA and the Clippers, he probably won a championship in LA with the Clippers. But maybe it's the Clippers, something would have went wrong. That is crazy. So if he didn't want to be in Toronto, he don't want to be in Detroit. Kawhi was the man in San Antonio. He won a championship. They was turning it over to him. Popovich sat down, talked. He didn't want to be there. He wanted to go to California. Even if he didn't, in my opinion, and this is just my observation, even if he didn't win those accolades in San Antonio, do nothing in Toronto, he would rather just be comfortable in LA and not have none of those accolades. As far as the finals MVP, as far as being all NBA, he wouldn't care nothing about those accolades, bruh. As long as he had his money in LA, in California, he from San Diego, Southern California, he wouldn't have cared, bruh. Not everybody cares about being great. Not everybody cares that I'd rather go over here to be in an advantageous situation to win. No, these guys care about getting that money and being comfortable. That's it. They want to get the money and be comfortable. That's what it boiled down to. So you looking at it as a fan standpoint of view, like if we get him, we can win. Even though we know when he's somewhere he don't want to be, that motherfucker ain't playing, or he's just gonna end up getting injured. We know what it is. That whole energy when you don't want to do something, you don't want to be somewhere. Believe in energy and believe spiritually, whatever you believe in, believe in that. But if you put that energy that I really don't want to be there, a lot of times some shit gonna pop off. I can bet it more times than not. You do have those situations where you go somewhere and I really don't want to go, and you have a good time. That does happen. But a lot of the time when you have that energy where I don't really want to be there, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, guess what happened? Some bullshit happened. And I told y'all when people say, yeah, Kawhi, I said he don't want to be here. And this goes for anybody. If Jaylen Brown didn't want to be here, it's one thing to have a rookie Isaiah Thomas that be like, well, I don't really want to be here. Fuck that. We got you 4 years. We're going to change them. When you got established guys that's shown they don't want to be a particular place and they don't want to do this, do that, and the third. When you have those established guys like that, bruh, and they got their money and you don't deal with it, bro. I told y'all, man, about Kawhi. He's somebody I wouldn't want in my foxhole. You can't trust him. His whole career, he been injured. He was load managing with the old ass Spurs. Niggas was 50 and they was load managing. His whole vibe to me, I'm not saying he a bad person, but his whole vibe just seemed like he don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just saying, like, he just don't care. Especially at this point in his career, like, he don't care. And that's why when he not complaining. I guarantee you, he ain't complaining. He getting his money. Allegedly, they found out. They was allegedly funneling money under the table to him. He don't care. He happy that he in LA. He don't care shit about winning those basketball games. He didn't care James Harden wanted to get the hell out of there. He didn't care about none of that. Kawhi wants to just be in LA. His legacy is secure. He's good. Real talk. He's happy with the position that he's in. And, for most people, they need to realize that. He don't give a fuck about winning. He's won. Man, you hear Westbrook. He ain't won the shit, but I won in life. However they define winning, that's how they look at it. I won in life. I've been MVP. That's how they look at it. These athletes, they don't look at it. They don't look at it from the same point of view as fans do. They don't look at it that way. But hey, not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, just what it is. But hey, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.